Are you ready for a new level of terror? Smile 2 cranks up the psychological and supernatural horror, leaving you questioning every eerie smile you see. Today we're breaking down how the filmmakers ramped up the fear factor, explored the film's origins, and created its chilling atmosphere, all without spoiling anything. But does Smile 2 haunt like the original, or is it just another cheap scare? Stick around for my final thoughts, score, and see how it fares in my new badging system. That's right, I've introduced a system that ranks each section of the films I review. Depending on how high or how low each area scores, that part of the film could earn a special badge. It's time for the Film Scout to start rewarding other Film Scouts. Let's dive in.
But when I showed up... Lewis?
I really liked this film a lot. Smile 2 gave me everything I needed in a supernatural horror film. There was never a dull moment. From start to finish, you are on the edge of your seat trying to figure out what's next. I really do believe this film was put together well and would recommend it to anyone who likes horror films. For overall enjoyment, 9 out of 10, I give Smile 2 the amusement badge. If you're looking for a horror film that'll keep your heart racing and maybe even tug at your emotions, Smile 2 will deliver in ways you won't expect. This movie probably scared me more than any movie I've seen this year, and this is coming from a guy who doesn't scare easily these days. You will get fast heart rates and blood flowing while watching this film. There was even a scene in the second act that almost made me cry, which isn't typical for me while watching horror films. For emotional impact, 8.5 out of 10, Smile 2 gets the heart badge. Get ready for twists, tensions, and a haunting story that grips you from the start. Even if you think you know what's going on, Smile 2 keeps you on the edge. As international pop star Skye Riley prepares for her highly anticipated world tour, a series of unsettling and terrifying events begin to unravel her reality. Haunted by a hidden past, Skye must confront her inner demons before losing herself completely and watching her life and career spiral beyond her control. The plot of the movie was nicely done. The only setback for me was that I had an inkling pretty early on how the film would end. And that's unfortunate because I like to be surprised on how a film ends. I would rather make a prediction about how a film would end and be completely wrong about it. But still, I give plot summary an 8 out of 10. I give the film the story badge. From the mind of Parker Finn, Smile 2 dives deeper into the mysteries left behind by the first film, while introducing fresh terrors that expand on the original's success. Parker Finn, the writer and director of Smile, left parts of the first film unresolved, creating opportunities for a sequel. He mentioned that while a follow-up could explore the entity's backstory, he wanted to maintain its mystery and make a sequel distinct from the original. After Smile's commercial success, Finn signed a deal with Paramount Pictures to develop more horror projects. At CinemaCon 2023, Paramount confirmed that Smile 2 was in pre-production, with Finn returning as writer and director. Naomi Scott was cast in the lead role, followed by Lukas, Gage, Rosemarie, DeWitt, and others joining the cast in early 2024. Principal photography took place from January to March 2024 in New York, and Drew Barrymore was revealed to have a cameo in this film. I like how the film came together. Smile 2 receives the Genesis badge. The cast of Smile 2 gives performances that will keep you hooked, especially Naomi Scott, who brings emotional depth into her role as Skye Riley. Naomi Scott as Skye Riley, a talented and successful woman but troubled soul. You find out what she went through prior to the Smile demon attaching itself to her. Her past plays a big role throughout the film. Rosemarie DeWitt as Skye's mom, typical momager. You can tell she wants the best for her, but comes off as too overbearing and more than a little obnoxious in my opinion. Kyle Gardner as Joel from the original Smile movie. He makes a quick appearance. Lukas Gage as Luis is a jitterbug character throughout his short time on screen. It's no spoiler that he died. His death was promoted throughout the film's trailers. Miles Gutierrez Riley as Joshua, an assistant to Skye and her mother Elizabeth. Peter Jacobson as Morris is a nurse in the film. You find out by the second act what his connection is to Skye. Raul Castillo as Darius Bravo, the head of Skye's record company. Dylan Gula as Gima, Skye's estranged best friend. Wait until you see how she's used in the film. Ray Nicholson as Paul Hudson, a deceased actor and Skye's former boyfriend. His time on screen is more of a cameo appearance. Drew Barrymore as herself was, well, herself. If you are familiar with her show Drew, then you know she pretty much was the same person in this film. The performances of all the actors were great. My only real critique is that I felt some of the characters deserved more screen time. For characters and performances, 8 out of 10. For that, I give the film the ensemble badge. Clever writing and natural dialogue make Smile 2 more than just jump scares. The story flows effortlessly, keeping you invested in every creepy moment. The writing of the film is solid throughout. For the most part, the writing was done well to cultivate each scene. Parker Finn did a great job with all the dialogue too. The conversations felt natural and smooth. I believe the scenes dealing with the entity were written well. You can tell there was a lot of detail written to get those scenes right. For writing and dialogue, 8 out of 10. I'm giving over the pen and pad badge to Smile 2. Parker Finn is back and better than ever, using creative shots and brilliant tensions, building techniques to make Smile 2 an unsettling thrill ride from start to finish. This is the second film I've seen of director Park Finn, of course that first film being the original Smile movie. He did not disappoint. Finn made use of some great aerial shots throughout the film. I really like how he let the camera move with the actors in the first scene. It's my favorite camera technique. He also gave some great shots regarding some mirror and reflection scenes. He really has great attention to detail. Scenes were super tense, super suspenseful from start to finish. Finn did well to make the audience feel spooked out. For direction, I give the film an 8.5 out of 10. Finn got us to the destination safely, so the captain badge belongs to him. With striking visuals and a masterful use of color, Smile 2 makes every scene pop, though I really wish they stuck with practical effects for the entity. Super high quality visuals. I was really impressed with the color palette they decided to use for a lot of the scenes. There was a scene in the beginning that was standard visually speaking for a film. When the scene transitioned to Skye speaking on the Drew Barrymore show, the cinematography made use of a very light and beige color scheme while the interview was playing on the screen. It was just really a nice contrast to showcase the mood tone of the scene switching. The colors matched emotions of the scenes well. One of the best color schemes was the red graphics used in the beginning. The use of reflection light was brilliantly done. My only real critique of visuals is the CGI was used, in particular for the entity. In the first film, there was a use of practical effects to show what the demon looked like, while Smile 2, there seemed to be a very heavy emphasis on CGI, and I just felt it was unnecessary. They should have stuck with practical effects for the entity all the way through. For cinematography and visuals, 8.5 out of 10. The aesthetics badge belongs to Smile 2. The pacing in Smile 2 is spot on, seemingly blending normal and supernatural moments for a ride that never lets up. The film is perfectly cut to keep you on edge. I must say, Smile 2 has some of the best, if not the best editing I've seen this year. The scenes that dealt with normal moments being paired with supernatural moments were done incredibly well. There was a gnarly flashback scene when Skye was sleeping and reliving some trauma from her past that really tripped me out, especially how she woke up from it. It scared the bejesus out of me. The pacing matched the tone of the editing well. Always with the pacing, all I ask for is that it's consistent, and the film delivered on that. For pacing and editing, 9 out of 10, Smile 2 gets the flow badge. From eerie soundscapes to a spine-tingling score, Smile 2 knows how to use sound to enhance every terrifying moment. Just wait until you hear the entity's voice. Music scored for the film is super eerie, super spooky throughout. Cristobal Tapia de Vera is an excellent composer of music. I think I've hyped up too many films this year with music. I didn't realize how bland most of it was until I heard the music from Smile 2. The score composed for this film sounded like it belonged in a horror film. Sounds made for jump scares were typical but sharp throughout. I liked how the entity was given a voice this time around. I don't think its voice was all that scary, but it definitely keeps your attention. Skye's music is typical pop music in this film's generation. I wasn't that impressed with the record side of the music, but I was glad the music matched current standards of pop music. For sound and music, 9 out of 10. The Soundscape badge belongs to Smile 2. More than just a horror film, Smile 2 touches on addiction and celebrity culture, showing how fame can consume a person just as much as any supernatural force. Smile 2 expands on the original film's focus on trauma, introducing new layers of addiction and celebrity culture. This movie highlights the destructive nature of fame, where Skye's struggles are introduced by those around her who push her back into the spotlight, reflecting on how society often exploits celebrities while disregarding their mental health. For themes and messages, an 8.5 out of 10, Smile gets the Inside badge. Smile 2 is a supernatural horror film, and I've seen a lot of horror films this year. From Long Legs to The Strangers Chapter 1, Speak No Evil, Never Let Go, the list goes on and on. If I were to compare Smile 2 to the exact film that would match the genres it represents, then that film would be Terror, which came out in May of this year. Smile 2 is way better. There's no other way to say it. I like Terror, but it didn't deserve a theatrical release. If I were to compare Smile 2 to the very last movie I've seen with the horror genre in it, it would be Never Let Go, which was released last month. As much as I like Never Let Go, I believe that Smile 2 delivered better as a horror film. Smile 2 gets the reflection badge. Smile 2 is being released by itself this weekend, but it doesn't mean it has no competition. Joker Folie à Deux is still at the box office, along with The Wild Robot and Terrifier 3, which surprisingly won the box office last week. I really thought Joker Folie à Deux would dominate the month of October, but clearly that has not been the case. I believe that Smile 2 will win the box office this weekend. For that, I give Smile 2 the crown badge. The Smile franchise absolutely deserves a second sequel, especially based on how it ended. We need to see a final chapter in this incredible madness of a franchise. I believe we'll receive a final sequel based on what I saw at the theater. Because of this, Smile 2 receives the time badge. In total, I rank Smile 2 an 8.5 out of 10. And Smile 2 earned all my badges. I promise you that wasn't planned. Because of ranking and because of the badges, Smile 2 is Film Scout certified. That wraps up my review of Smile 2. Tell me what you guys think about it down below. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit the notification bell to be alerted for future content. Till next time, this is the Film Scout signing off. Peace.